Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another one of my album reviews. My name is Christian Eschbach, and today I'm going to be taking a look at something completely different. Something totally out of the norm for me, sort of. I have never heard of this band prior to, once again, Tracy introduced me to the CD. Ozma, the Double Donkey Disc. Now, the Double Donkey Disc is apparently a collection of two different EPs. I did not know this when I listened to this originally, the first however many times, until I opened up the inside jacket 5 seconds before starting this review. Had no clue! No clue. So I actually thought this was a smart, planned out, thinking in the old school ways of vinyl, put together intelligent collection of music. And I'll explain as I go why I thought this. But the reality is it's a kind of like a collections album here. A lot of mp3.com/Ozma on here. I mean, it just, I'm not sure what to make of this CD, how this got released, or what it is. I probably should do some research on it, but who cares? What I'm going to do is, one, I'm going to say that if you like Weezer, if you honestly like Weezer, especially older Weezer, chances are you'll probably dig this album. Because, whoa! I kept thinking it was some Weezer album. I honestly put this in the CD player along with a Weezer album, and I got confused. It's kind of like that Greta Van Fleet Led Zeppelin thing. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, so now that I've gone off into one of my little tangents as per usual, what's really cool about this, the way I listen to this CD, okay, not knowing that it was two individual EPs, is it sounds like it is two really cool sides to an album, two planned out stories to an album. You could call side A the Gagarin? Yuri Gagarin. I'm not sure how to say that. The Yuri Gagarin saga, and then the other one you could call the Booty saga. The side B, you could call the Booty saga. Now, when I look at it on the computer on side B, it does a breakdown of where all the songs fall in the Booty saga. You wouldn't know just looking at this. But let's start from the beginning. So the album opens up with Flight of Yuri Gagarin. It's a cool tune. Opens up the album decently, gets you a vibe, lets you know what to kind of expect from them. From there, we go into No One Needs to Know. No One Needs to Know was the very first song that made me go, holy crap, these guys are like Weezer. Just the way they open it, no one needs to know, and they just kind of layer all the vocals on, and it gets into this kind of pop, bubblegum, Buddy Holly-esque like tune. Really kind of fun though. I enjoy it. It's a good tune. Once again, as I said, if you like Weezer, you probably dig this. Now we got into Karo Beniki. I know I said that wrong. Traditional Russian folk song. It's the Tetris theme. It's like this hard rocking out version of the Tetris theme. Seriously, that's what it is. It is the Tetris theme. Awesome, man. And they rock it hard. Like, you wouldn't think that it was some type of, I want to say, kind of fluffy band. And I say fluffy as in soft, but not soft. Like, they're not a hard rock band. They're a rock band, like, but no one knows what just rock is, So, but like you say, they on that one, they get kind of really cool, thrashy almost like on it. Then we go into You Know the Story. You Know the Story might be one of the songs on this album I'm really not a fan of. The vocals are not great the whole way around. You know, I'm never going to praise this band for great vocals, but I never praise Weezer for great vocals either, let's be clear, okay? Um, you Know the Story just is kind of. It's not a bad song, but maybe with a different vocalist it might have been better. With a different band even behind it, it might have been better. I just don't like it here. Then we get to Landing of Yuri Gagarin. I really like this track, and the reason I really like this track is this track actually comprises of musical elements out of the previous 4 tracks. So you actually do feel like you have been on a journey by the end of this, because this track sums up this whole flavor and these themes and these notions and everything that's been swirling around throughout the last 4 songs, at least musically, come together in this track. And, you know, there's some nice little bits of vocals and excerpts over top of it, stuff like that. But it's just a really cool piece as both a music piece and an experimental piece. The common fan could enjoy it, but someone who actually really digs music would really get into it, you know. I mean, you gotta sit through the first 4 songs first to truly appreciate this, I think. To truly appreciate it. But you can appreciate it on its own, even without listening to the rest. It's really cool that way. Now we get into the booty tracks. And there's only one track that actually has booty listed as part of the name on here. As I mentioned, if you don't put it in the computer to have the track names come up in the computer, you can't see what the alternate names are, or the bracketed names to the songs are. The other thing is, I had mentioned earlier kind of a side A, side B kind of effect when you listen to this. Side A, the longest song is 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Side B, the shortest song is 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Okay, so you can see how on vinyl this actually wouldn't have worked as a side A, side B. But it's still really cool as an EP. Although, that being said, the second side does get really, really close to almost leaving the EP status. Almost going full on LP. Let's get into it. Let's get down to business, which segues into the first track, The Business of Getting Down. This is a cool song. It's really fun. I'll be honest, I almost want to flip the 2 sides around. I almost want to put the booty section first and the Gagarin section second. And it's just because I think The Business of Getting Down would have opened up the album much, much better. And when I get to the last song, I'll explain that. So, The Business of Getting Down is a great way to open up the album. Would have been really fun. It's a really good way of opening up this EP. Lots of fun. It really gets you going. I really enjoy it. Maybe in an alternate dimension follows that up. Maybe an alternate dimension is probably the slowest song on the album, but musically, as a completely independent song on its own, is probably the best. I really love the instrumentation in this song. The guitar nuances, just the slow steadiness as it kind of builds up. Like, it does get a little bit heavy-ish for, you know, as heavy as these guys get. A little bit harder. But for the most part, it's just a nice, cool, musical expression kind of song. Like, yeah, sure, there's lyrics in it, but who cares about the lyrics when you get really well planned out music? Then we come to the song I probably like the least on this album, which is Immigration Song. I don't have a good reason for not liking this song, other than it just seems boring, generic to me. Not really into it at all. It's the only song on this album I would flat out skip myself listening to. From there, we go into Flight of the Booty Master. This is the only song that lets you know that this is part of the Booty series, that still has the Booty name as part of it. Flight of the Booty Master is pretty fun. It's got a cool rhythm to it. You get down to it. You can have a little cool tune. It's playfully named, but, not playfully named. Then we get to the last song on the album. And once again, this is another reason why I would switch the two sides around, because I really think the landing of Yuri Gagarin would have been a much better album closer than Continental Drift, which does actually close the album. Continental Drift is a great song. I really, really enjoy it. I think it's the whole way around great as part of this album, and wow, man, so Weezer on this song. But Continental Drift is not the song I would choose to close out an album. It doesn't have the same je ne sais quoi or panache that I think the landing of Yuri Gagarin would have given to this. But that being said, these were two EPs that were thrown together into an album for mass consumption. So whoever chose to throw it together, I'm going to guess and say probably wasn't the band. It was probably mp3.com, because that's what it looks like here. So when they threw this together, they threw it together this way, and I don't think that they really thought it through, and I think it was just, well, we got this, okay, throw them together, and no one actually listened to the material before putting it together, which is why bands should have a little more say over their music. And if the band chose to put it this way, well, the band just screwed up. That's my opinion, right? Okay. Anyways, so yeah, that's our journey through Ozma and the Double Donkey Disc. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you can get notifications when new videos come out. I hate to say it, but could you please share the video to help get it out there? And don't forget to hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button too. Hey, I'm an equal opportunity person. Otherwise, peace, love, and take care.